You'll invest with clarity. You'll grow with discipline. And that's how you turn the most dangerous weapon into the most powerful tool. Rule 9. Money grows in silence. Noise kills wealth. This rule goes deep into the psychology of wealth. Here's what it says. If you keep talking about money, showing money, chasing applause for money, you'll never build real wealth. Real money is not loud. It's not flashy. It's not noisy. Real money is quiet, focused, private, strategic, invisible. Let me explain. In today's world, everything is a performance. People don't just eat food. They post it. They post it. They don't just buy a car. They record the keys. They don't just succeed. They announce it before it even happens. Why? Because people want validation. They want attention. They want to be seen as making it. But here's the cost of that behavior. The more you seek approval, the more you sabotage your progress. Chasing approval is expensive. You buy what you can't afford. You talk about ideas instead of executing them. You worry about how people see you instead of how your money grows. And this creates a toxic loop. Every time you succeed, you announce it. Now you feel pressure to maintain that image. You stop learning, stop saving, start performing, eventually collapse. There are two people building a business. The first one announces every win online, talks about every client, buys new clothes, rents a luxury office for branding. He gets followers, applause. But behind the curtain, his profits are shrinking. He burns out. His growth stops. The second person says nothing. She works in silence, keeps expenses low, saves everything, reinvests quietly, builds a network without flexing. 3 years later, no one even saw it coming. She's financially independent while the first one is now in debt. Why? Because money grows in silence. Here's the deepest truth. The more you focus on being seen as successful, the more you delay becoming successful. Stop explaining your moves. Stop sharing every step. Stop trying to impress people who don't care. Impress yourself in silence. Let your results speak after 5 years, not your posts after 5 days. Protect your energy. Protect your goals. Protect your peace. Money grows best in quiet rooms, in late nights, in long mornings, in simple clothes, in low noise. From today, make this your rule. Build in silence. Move in silence. Grow in silence. And when it's done, let your life make the noise. That's the mindset that builds wealth no one can take. Rule 10. Don't rely on one source of income. That's financial suicide. This rule is not optional. This is survival. Relying on just one income source is like standing on one leg during an earthquake. The moment it shakes, you fall. Let me break this down fully. Most people in the world rely on one thing, their job. That's where all their money comes from. Their rent, food, savings, dreams, family, plans. Everything depends on that one paycheck. And when that paycheck delays or the company lays off or the boss turns toxic or the industry crashes, their world breaks. Not because they were lazy, not because they were wrong, but because they were dependent. They put all their weight on one leg and never built the second one. So here's what you need to know. 1. Income is dangerous. 2. Survival. 3. Stability. 4. Freedom. The most successful people in the world don't have just jobs. They have income systems. Their job gives them monthly income. Their freelance skill gives them weekend income. Their investments give them passive income. Their side business gives them long-term income. Their knowledge gives them online course income. None of these started big, but each became a new pillar. Clara, a full-time nurse, realized she couldn't depend on one paycheck forever. So she used her weekends to build a small online store selling handmade soaps. She learned slowly, failed, improved. After a year, it started making her $300 a month. She used that to invest in dividend stocks. Then she created a short online course about skincare routines, another $200 a month. 2 years later, she still works as a nurse. But now she has 3 extra streams of income. She's not rich yet, but she's no longer afraid of losing her job. She's no longer one step away from disaster. She's stable, confident, growing. That's the power of building multiple income streams. You don't need to start 5 at once. Start with 1. Ask yourself, what skill do I have that I can sell online? Can I teach something, write something, design something, build something, fix something? Can I create a small digital product? Can I rent something I own? Can I partner with someone who has a product? The internet has made it easier than ever to create side income. But you have to stop saying, I'll do it one day, and start now. Here's the harsh truth. If you only have one income, then you are one emergency away from poverty. But if you build multiple income paths, even slowly, even quietly, you will become unshakable. So from today, make this your mission. I will never depend on just one income. I will build. I will learn. I will create, because my future deserves more than survival. It deserves freedom. Rule 11. Study money like a student or stay a slave to it forever. Let's start with a painful truth. You were not born knowing how money works. You were not taught it in school. Your parents likely didn't explain it either. Society just told you to work hard, save some money, and hope for the best. That's why most people, no matter how smart they are, remain financially weak. Not because they're stupid, not because they're lazy, but because they never studied how money works. Here's what most people never understand. Money is not just paper. It's a subject, a language, a system, a science, a psychology. And like any subject, if you don't study it, you fail it. Just like physics, just like medicine, just like law, if you don't study money, you suffer. But if you decide to become a student of money, your life begins to change. Slowly, then suddenly, you start seeing the traps. You start understanding decisions. You start recognizing patterns. You stop blaming the world. You start controlling your life. For example, there are 2 people, same age, same job, same salary. Both earn $2,000 per month, but their lives go in completely different directions. Person never studies money. They live based on instinct. They save a little, buy what they feel like, trust banks blindly, avoid reading, avoid learning. They believe money is too complicated or boring. 10 years later, they have nothing to show for it. Person B, however, becomes a money student, not in school, but in life. They read books on financial literacy. They follow trusted voices. They take notes. They study taxes, investments, mindset, psychology of spending, compounding, leverage, passive income, inflation, currency history. They study for 30 minutes a day, and 10 years later, even with the same job, they are financially stable. They have peace. They have options. They have power. The only difference, one studied, one didn't. So let me ask you something. If you can spend hours scrolling social media, if you can binge watch 10 seasons, if you can research the best phone before buying it, why can't you give 30 minutes a day to the one thing that will shape your entire future? Here's the truth. If you don't study money, you'll work for those who do for the rest of your life. People say, I'm not good with numbers. You don't need to be. You just need discipline. People say, I don't know where to start. Start with a book. Start with a video. Start with your bank statement. Start by asking questions. Start by listening. Every time you study money, you protect yourself from future regret. Do not wait for a crisis to start learning. Do not wait for a job loss, medical bill, failed investment, or betrayal. Learn now to protect what you love. Remember, life does not reward the smartest. It rewards the most prepared. Become a student of wealth, a student of patterns, a student of success. Become a student of financial freedom. 1 hour of studying money can save you 10 years of pain. Rule 12. Your beliefs about money shape your entire life. Fix them or stay trapped forever. This is the final rule, And the most important, because even if you follow every other rule, if this one is broken, nothing works. Here it is. Your beliefs about money, what you think, feel, and assume, create your financial destiny. Not your job, not your education, not your luck, not your intelligence. Your beliefs control your behavior, and your behavior controls your results. Let me show you how this works in the most honest way. If you grew up hearing money is evil, rich people are greedy, money doesn't grow on trees, or we're not the people who get rich, those beliefs sink deep. Even when you grow up, you carry them silently. You sabotage your own success. You reject opportunities. You feel guilty earning more. You undercharge. You ignore investing. You spend carelessly. You play small. And worst, you don't even know you're doing it because your subconscious belief is stronger than logic. You could be the smartest person in the room and still stay broke because of one sentence you heard at age 7. That's how powerful beliefs are. For example, Daniel grew up in a struggling household. His parents worked hard but never had enough. They used to say, money isn't everything. They always fought about it. They said, people like us never get rich. Daniel believed that. So even as an adult, he never chased money seriously. He felt like success belonged to other people. He thought money was distant, stressful, hard to reach. So what happened? He worked jobs far below his potential. He avoided asking for raises. He never invested. He gave up on business ideas too soon. He stayed broke, not because of money, but because of mindset. Now let's talk about Leah. She was raised by a single mom who taught her money is power. Learn about it. Don't fear it. Don't worship it. Use it. Leah believed that. She studied hard, asked questions, built side income, learned negotiation, took courses, grew slowly, failed sometimes, but kept growing. Today, Leah is not just financially free, she's mentally free. Not because life was easier, but because her beliefs were stronger. So, what about you? What do you believe about money? Do you believe you're worthy of wealth? Do you believe money is a tool for good? Do you believe you can learn anything, even if you started late? Do you believe you can break the cycle? Because if you don't fix your beliefs, no rule, no system, no strategy will work. But if you change your beliefs, even before the money comes, life shifts. Here's what I want you to say to yourself right now with full power. I am no longer scared of money. I am learning. I am growing. I am building. I deserve freedom. I deserve peace. I will master money and use it to protect the people I love. I will break the cycle. I will not repeat the past. I will be the first in my family to be free. Because this is not just about getting rich. This is about healing. This is about growth. This is about becoming the person your younger self always needed. Fix your beliefs and money will follow. Stay trapped in old beliefs and you repeat life. The choice is yours, right now, forever. You've made it to the end, and if you're still here, something inside you is awake now. Something real, something strong. You've seen the truth, not just about money, but about yourself. This video is about freedom. It's about power. It's about saying, I will not live confused anymore. I will not live afraid anymore. I will not die poor in knowledge ever again. The world may not have taught you about money, but today you taught yourself. You learned wealth is not about luck. It's about habits, decisions. It's about breaking generations of silence and saying, it ends with me. It begins with me. From this day forward, don't just exist, build. Don't just spend, grow. Don't just survive, lead. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need anyone to save you. You need one thing only: the decision to never be broken mindset again. When you change your relationship with money, you change your future, your family, your legacy, and that change starts today. If this message moves something inside you, if you learned something you wish you knew years ago, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, rewatch it, live it, teach it, and most of all, subscribe. We're building something bigger than videos or knowledge. We're building a revolution of people once silent about money, now powerful, peaceful, unstoppable. This is your time, your chapter, your life. Take it back and never give it away again.